Do you want to move your life forward in the most positive way using astrology? Then let's talk about the astrological patterns for March 2022. Well, we begin March with a profound spiritual statement. It's as if the month was announcing itself that it is time to have an evolutionary moment, spiritually speaking. We have a new moon in Pisces, and it's a very powerful new moon because we have Jupiter involved, we have Neptune involved, and this is all talking about high consciousness and high sensitivity. I'm going to be talking about that new moon in depth on my new moon video. If you'd like to watch that, you'll get more information there. But let me just say that the patterns that happen in the beginning of the month are very spiritually pressured and intense and highly sensitive, and we need to use this to keep our consciousness as high as possible. We begin the month with Pluto, Mars, and Venus conjunct in Capricorn. This is a powerful statement, and I've been talking about it for a long time. If you remember, Venus entered Capricorn back in November, and then it retrograded, so it's been staying in this sign for a long period, and it's just finishing it up at the beginning part of March. Well, the degrees that Venus has been activating have been related to COVID and the pandemic and the treatment and the consciousness about the virus. And here we are, the beginning of March, finally seeing some of the restrictions being lifted, some of the mask mandates being released. We are seeing progress now with this issue of the virus. We also are in the middle of understanding that we have this big intensity going on with Russia and Ukraine. What's trying to take place is that Pluto at the very end of Capricorn, which will be 2022 and also 2023, is going to bring about enormous understanding related to the correct use of power. Pay close attention in the beginning part of March for what is unfolding. Do this on a personal level and observe it on the world level. Now, I like to keep my videos and my astrological analysis oriented towards how you can use this in your own consciousness for your evolution. So let's explore this. The beginning part of March is when you need to step into a deep level of spiritual authority. Truly know that you are unlimited as a soul and that you have intense connection with the divine, and that you're able to bring through information when you need it. It is so important in the beginning part of March that you realize how powerful you are spiritually speaking and that you internalize it. When we get to March 6th, Venus and Mars change signs. They both move simultaneously into Aquarius, and then that activates what happened at the end of 2020 and early 2021 when we had Jupiter-Saturn conjunct at 0 Aquarius. We are entering and expanding in a phase where we all need to take ownership of the body-mind-spirit connection. Truly be part of your own spiritual healing. Be part of engaging your state of mind so that it is directed in the way you want. Assume your authority and your confidence. March is making a powerful statement about this. Embracing your authority, manifesting it, and living it. The next thing that happens in March that is noteworthy is the full moon on March 18th. And this will be in the late degrees of Virgo. So we have the sun in Pisces and the moon in Virgo. And this is a time when we get to clean our consciousness, so to speak. Virgo moons always want to focus on cleaning something up, organizing information. So when we get to this full moon, we get to cleanse. Cleanse our physical body, as in changing our diet, eating in a more healthy way, or clean your house, organize your energy so that you bring in fresh new life force where you live. But it also means cleaning up your thoughts. Staying at that high consciousness of service. Please understand the full moon in Virgo with the sun in Pisces is keying the frequency of service and humility. It is the most beautiful and spectacular energy when you step out of ego and you step into service. So that March 18th full moon can be surrendering the egotistical focus and working on the service and the humility and the lovingness instead. But that started at the beginning of the month when we had this new moon in Pisces. One more thing I'd like to mention. On March 20th, the sun enters Aries, and it's the equinox. In the northern hemisphere, it's the beginning of spring. In the southern hemisphere, it's the beginning of autumn. This is a time when we watch carefully for world events. We look at that ingress chart to see what's happening in the world. And there's quite a lot of intensity in it. Stay in control of your thoughts and your feelings and vibrate to a high consciousness as we welcome in the new season. So to summarize the astrological patterns for March, just remember the month starts off with powerful spiritual energy with that new moon in Pisces. It is highly sensitive. Do something with it. Watch your dreams. Pay attention to your own consciousness and your own intuition. And that's going to be strong for the first half of the month. Very powerful. While we have these big conjunctions with Venus and Mars engaging Pluto. Then on March 18th, we have that spectacular full moon in Virgo, which is highlighting humility, service, cleanliness, cleansing in general, getting things in order. By the way, it's the perfect time to feng shui your house. Clean it up, declutter, and freshen the energy. March 20th, we have the Aries ingress. Stay very, very clear at that time as you embrace your power, radiate it out to the world, as always. We are in a very important transition point as we reach March, and we all need to rise up to the new level of being the spiritual warrior. This is really powerful time. Sending you blessings and love. Thank you. I'm Kathy Rose.